Lost Ark is a game with many flashy abilities, and the Deathblade is no stranger to this concept. I believe throughout my entire time playing the beta, the Deathblade is the class that I had the most fun playing. And part of this is because it has like very straightforward setup, very high amounts of super armor, and really, really good catches that can be used both offensively and defensively. In this video, I want to share my experiences playing the Deathblade during beta and show some PvP clips. And I guess prefacing the video, all of these clips will be a PvP perspective, because that is the thing that I'm most excited for in Lost Ark, although I will be doing PvE as well on the launch. But for this video, let's hop into it and talk about the PvP. So my favorite part about Deathblade is this ability called Surprise Attacks. And for those of you that may be playing the Russia version with English patch or anything like that, I'm actually not sure of the name, but it is essentially the one that you slash forward with two blades and you leave the clone behind you that does the little blade attack. This thing is such an amazing catch. It can be used both offensively and defensively, and it's also pretty cool when you have somebody against a wall, as you can very easily get both hits. In this particular game that I'm playing, I have a very good matchup against Striker because they'll try to rush you, and they don't really have super armor on any abilities. And if somebody who's more experienced in this game actually knows if there's something Striker can do against this strategy, do let me know in the comments below, as I'm trying to help my friends play and improve as well. And one of them is very interested in playing Striker, so it'd be cool to figure that out. But for the most part, it seemed like Striker had a hard time dealing with the surprise attacks, where I just wait for them to kind of get ready to go in, and then I just go away and drop surprise attacks, catch them with the clone. Another thing that I really, really like about Deathblade, though, is Dark Axle and the upper slash knock-up, which creates the little whirlwind vortex you'll see, because that allows you to land a guaranteed stun in the form of Headhunt. And the stun is really, really cool because when you use this knock-up, normally if you would just press Headhunt, you will miss. You have to wait for the target to start falling, so you can take like a little half second to readjust your character to make sure you land that stun, and then you can drop into some more powerful attacks, whether it's Moonlight Sonic or your big charge attack. I also think that a cool thing about this class, an obviously S tier class, for those of you that may be new to Lost Ark, this class is insane, and after playing it, I definitely can see why people would think it's an S tier class, is that this class has a lot of skill options that I'm not necessarily, like, there's more than just 8 skills you can use with this build. There's, I believe there's other skills like Execution Sentence, where you jump up in the air. I don't have an example of this actually at the moment, but you jump up in the air and it has like some frost mod you can add to it, and it does pretty good damage. And there's also one called Maelstrom, where it like puts a buff around you. And I think in one of the clips in this video, I might actually have Maelstrom selected. I might have in the intro. But yeah, lots of different options. So it's really good for playing something for a long period of time, because, you know, if you're just queuing some, maybe you'll have a set build you play in ranked or something like that. But if you're just playing non-ranked, you kind of have a couple options. You can switch stuff out and keep it new and refreshing for yourself, instead of being locked into, say, maybe a lower tier class. For the most part, even lower tier classes in this game, they seem to function very well. And that's pretty much based off my own experience, in the sense that I heard they were low tier and then I got to play. But also a lot of the tier lists, I believe, are based off of 3v3, which would be the case because a lot of classes may have a decent 1v1 game, but they might not have a lot of super armor or things to protect them when they go in for a combo. And then it's really easy for one of the enemy team's teammates to rip their teammate out of the combo just by peeling for them. But in the case of 1v1, you don't have to worry about so many things like that. So 1v1's been a lot of fun for me. I think it's a good place to learn how to, you know, press your buttons and stuff like that. That's pretty much what I spent my entire time playing the beta. Who is Deathblade for? I believe Deathblade is for those people who like a more methodical approach to their characters, and a little bit less of a... I believe the martial artist subclass has more kind of variations in how they can string their abilities together. So if you kind of like having a right answer, or it's not that it's one-dimensional, as there is different variations of how you can combo with the Deathblade, but there is definitely some go-to long combos that you can just fall back on. I believe Deathblade is for you if you enjoy that kind of playstyle. For me, I really kind of like having that sort of thing. Now, that being said, I believe Martial Artist is my overall favorite subclass, as I like multiple of the classes within. But from a competitive standpoint, if I had to say play in a tournament right now, I would take the Deathblade over any martial arts class, just because of how the abilities all kind of have purpose and make sense to me, and it was a lot easier to grasp. But that being said, that's part of why I believe, to go off on a tangent slightly, the martial artist class can be entertaining, because since there's not always the right answer, or there's multiple answers that could work with a lot of those classes, it does keep it interesting, or seemingly interesting, for a longer period of time. So for me, they make great alts, and I will be playing those a lot as well. But anyway, Deathblade. So if you enjoy the methodical approach, you like doing long combos, and you want, they look pretty flashy. If you like ripping shit apart, and you like having lots of super armor and safe approaches, and decent enough mobility, not the highest mobility, Deathblade is probably the class for you. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. It helps me out so much. And we will see you in the next video with, I believe I have some Scrapper and some Striker content coming up. And I'm also, then after that, I'll probably get an update you guys on how my progress so far on RU server is going. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.